Let's analyse that now with a man who was for a long time spokesperson for the Israeli government. You will have heard him on this programme and others talk on its behalf, now no longer employed by the government. Eylon Levy joins us on the line. Morning to you.
Good morning, Nick.
Let's begin with an overview, if you would. Why do you believe, if you do, that it was right to take a step that is hugely risky, is seen, even I think by Mr Netanyahu's supporters, as something of a gamble?
Israel decided that it has to act now at the last minute to prevent the threat of a nuclear Iran and to attack Iran's ballistic missile capabilities. Iran is now at the weakest it has ever been strategically, but also closer than it has ever been to a nuclear bomb. Israel looks at Iran, sees the collapse of Hamas and Hezbollah and the Assad regime, its principal allies in the wake of the October 7th war, sees that it's lost its defenses against its nuclear weapons program, but also that Iran is closer than it's ever been. The IAEA saying just this week that it was in non-compliance with its obligations, 400 kilos of highly enriched uranium that is only a short technical step away from weapons grade, and Israel saying it has identified accelerated moves towards weaponizing that. And since the Iranian regime continually vows Israel's destruction, annihilation, complete obliteration, Israel says, we can't wait to wake up one day and be surprised and find out Iran has already assembled a nuclear bomb. It's now or never.
Do you accept the word gamble, though? Because many people are saying, I'd be interested to know if you are, that there really is no possibility of eliminating the nuclear risk, in part because the facilities are buried deep underground, and without the use of the most powerful American bunker-busting bombs, it is unlikely that the entire programme can be eliminated. It's a question of setting it back somewhat.
This is, of course, a risky move, and we've seen an Iranian retaliation overnight. It was a sleepless night here in Tel Aviv. We had what was the biggest ballistic missile attack in history, 6 waves over 3 sirens, 10 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 3 people are dead, buildings have collapsed. But if you look at that terrifying footage of ballistic missiles raining on Tel Aviv, you have to remember at least none of them have a nuclear warhead. And the possibility that the Iranian regime might actually attach a nuclear warhead to a ballistic missile is the worst possible scenario for Israel.
Understood. Forgive me, I'm making a slightly different point to you. Clearly there is a risk and you are living through it. I'll come back to that in a second, if I may. There's another risk that people raise, though, that if the Iranian regime survives, and it is an if the nuclear programme survives, that is regarded as really highly likely by most military analysts. The danger is the Iranian regime conclude, let's go as fast as we can to develop that nuclear programme and potentially use it.
And if the Iranian regime really is that close to being able to assemble a nuclear weapon, that only shows the flagrant failure of international diplomacy having brought us to this position. There is, of course, a risk, and that is why Israel is acting very forcefully to destroy as much as it can of the Iranian nuclear program. It has already attacked the facility at Natanz, destroying the part above ground. The major question, of course, is the secret illegal Iranian nuclear weapons facility at Fordow, which is underground. That, to the best of my knowledge, would require American bunker buster bombs in order to completely destroy it. But there is a possibility that if you bomb the entrance, you can render it completely inaccessible or at least unusable. And even if the Iranian weapons program is set back significantly, there's the question of whether the Iranian regime would be able to rebuild it.
And indeed, whether it survives. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu has been explicit in the last 24 hours. He's called on the Iranian people to rise up against their regime. Again, I ask you about a risk. We know from Iraq, we know from Libya that the fall of regimes in the Middle East has not necessarily, let's put it delicately, led to a more peaceful or stable world, or indeed a more peaceful or stable situation for Israel. Does that worry you?
Israelis look back with nostalgia to the times that there were direct flights between Tel Aviv and Tehran, and they weren't drones. There is a hope that Iran will be able to constitute a democracy, that it will return to the republican roots that it had before the Islamic Revolution. The son of the Shah, the crown prince, has also called on the Iranian people to rise up and seize the opportunity to take their country back. Now, whether this weakening of the Iranian regime ends with the fall of that regime that has sown so much oppression and chaos across the Middle East, I don't know. But it is important to emphasize that Israel does not see the Iranian people as its enemy
Sure.
at all. Israelis are nostalgic for ties with the Iranian people. The problem, of course, is the irreconcilable conflict with the Iranian regime, namely that Israel wants to exist and the Iranian regime does not want Israel to exist.
Eylon Levy, thank you. Just if you would, in a sentence, but I do want to give you the chance to do this. What does it feel like to be under the level of assault that Israelis are under this morning?
Israelis are strangely sanguine. There is very much a blitz spirit here, a keep calm and carry on, people making dark jokes in the rocket shelter. Israelis are unfortunately well trained, know that when there is a siren, where they have to run, what they have to do. We're very well drilled, and so there's a quiet stoicism.
Eylon Levy, thank you for joining us from Israel.